So, welcome to the second episode of the creation of the actual code app in the Mastery SwiftUI playlist. So, here is a glance of our app. So, in our project, we are continuing to build it. So, comment option and then we create a new group here, ViewModel. So in our ViewModel, we have to again create a new group here. So command option and then we have to say network manager here. Yep. And in our network manager, we have two files here, two Swift files. So one Swift file, so say parser. So in our parser, we have a class, and then we have parse JSON parser. Yep. And here we have function. We have a function that func. So this is parse JSON. Let me just do that. And this is a T decodable and with so data type data, and it returns a T for us. So T, and this is an optional. So here we have let decoder equal to JSON decoder that yep, we have to create a new function here and new extension here. So we have the extension to decoder, JSON decoder. So here we have the static func and this configure for ISO 86601, I think. Yep, 8601. Yep, this is a JSON decoder. So here we have let decoder and decoder, and this is an instance of JSON decoder. So this is just checking for the availability. So if available platform, so iOS 10, then we have the macOS 10.12, and then tvOS 10, and watchOS would be 3, and then star, and we say decoder dot the date decoding strategy equal to dot ISO. Yep, that's it. And here we have to return decoder. So this is just simply check if the iOS 10 is available or not. So this is the same for the JSON encoder. So JSON encoder, and here we have to say static function, and yep, and again configure for, let me just see, up for ISO 8601, and then this is a function and return as a JSON encoder this time. So here let encoder equal to JSON encoder. So as we say, if available, so iOS 10 on, then macOS 10.12 and tvOS 10 and let me see, watchOS 3.0 and then a star and then encoder dot date encoding strategy equal to that ISO. That's it, and then we have to return the encoder. So return encoder. So this is it. So let me just back to our parser class here. So here we have to say decoder.configure to configure for ISO 8601, and then we have do catch block here. So here we have to say let coded object equal to try decoder dot decode t dot self data, and here we have to return our decoded object. So for the catch block we have to print the error decoding JSON, and we print out our JSON and error. So error dot localize description here, and then we return nil. So return nil here in the catch block. So this is our parser. So let me just create a network manager to send the request for our API. So here network manager .swift. So this is it. So in our network manager we want to use the package here. Let me just show you the package here. Our API. So here this is the Alamofire package. Let me just, that's it. This is the Alamofire elegant networking in Swift. So we want to use this in our project. So here let me just add dependencies. So in the file add package dependencies, and I added before, but you can just simply copy and paste this. It's GitHub URL, and package here, fetching for us. This is it. So import Alamofire. This is it. So we import it. So we want to use it. So we have a class, a network manager here. Here we have the static let, and this is shared equal to network manager instance. And here we have a private let parser equal to parser class. And here we want to get random code. So we have get random code, and this is an async function, which returns an array of code model, and this is an optional. So here we have let response equal to await, and here we have AF for Alamofire package. So we have to send a request here. So request, and here we have to pass the URL. So let me just show you the URL that we want to use, the API. So this is the api.quotable.io, codes random and limit for 30. You can adjust it to 20 or 30. Yep, send it, and this is a result that we want to get. So it has its own ID, but we don't want it. We store the author, the content, the tags, and the rest we don't want that. So let me just grab this URL here and paste it right there. So this is it, and got serialized data. This is it. This has automatically serialize our data, and that response here, let me just see, response, and here we directly return it to parser dot parse JSON with response data, and this is it. So here we have our network manager, and after that we want to create our view model. So let me just create a new Swift file in our view model, not in our network manager group. So this is our code view model here. Here we import foundation, and then this is class, and this is code view, just code model, and this is observable object. We confirm it to observable object because when it change and the published variable in that we define in our class, the change would be sent into our UI, and the UI and views will automatically change based on the published variable that we define in our class changed. So we have two published variables here. So add published variable for items equal to code model, and yep, this is it. And then we have a boolean for is loading page, that this is indicate that whether is app is currently loading more codes or not. This can be used to show or hide loading indicators in UI that we tackle in the next episode. So we have add published variable is loading page equal to false. Yep. And here we have a private variable can load more pages equal to true. Yep, that's it. As the name of the variable is set, describe it, can load more page, that indicates if the app can load more codes from the API or not. So here we have the init function, so init, and here we have the concurrent task here. So task, we use concurrent in Swift, task, and wait for load more content here. So we want to create load more content, but before we tackle that, these initially say that when an instance of this class initiated in our app, this would be load some content to be loaded in our first glance. So this is for the init function. So let me just create load more content function here. So we have the async function, so func load more content here. This is async, And yep, here we have guard, and if it's not loading page and can load more pages, else we have to return it. So if the page is loading some data, we don't want to overflow the content and overflow our request to our API. And if they can load more pages equal to true, it pass that, or if not, it return it. So here we have to wait and use main actor run, and for body we have to say is loading page equal to true. So the main actor here is safely used for the safely update UI related properties. So from a synchronized context, this is ensure that these updates happen on the main thread of UI, which is requirement in SwiftUI and UI kit for any changes that affect the UI. So we use the main actor here for that. And after that, we have a let code equal to wait. And then we have our network manager that check that get random codes. If not, it's an empty array. So here we have to await, again await main actor that run. For body we have self dot items plus equal to codes, and self dot is loading page equal to false. That's it. Again, the main actor makes sure that the changes in our items and in this loading page affects the UI, and yep, affect the main thread of the UI. So here it goes, and we have something more to do here, and then our view model and our second episode will finish. So func load more content here. So load more content if needed. Item code model here, and this is an optional. So this is optional, and here we have to guard let item equal to item, and then we have to else again task. We have to concurrent load some data here. So wait load more content here. So after that we have to return it. After the task we have to return here. So this is basically check if let me just create it and then we discuss what is going to do. So let threshold index equal to items that index, and here we have items dot end index, and then we have offset by -5. So this is check this value has the index and the -5, the latest this value, sorry about that, this value takes the end index of the items array. For example, we load 30 first 30 codes from our API, And then we have the 29, and number 29 is our L index. So we want to, when the user reach the number 25 or the index 24, the 5 latest index that was loaded in our array, when the user reached there, we want to load more content. So this is for that. So here we have if items dot first index of first index were, sorry about that, first index were, and we're going to say $0.id equal to item.id, and then we have to say equal to threshold index, and then we use the task here and await load more content. First index, that's it. This is it. So let me just explain it once again. So this function checks whether more content should be loaded based on the current position within the items on array. So if the past item is close enough to the end of the list, is one of the within the fives, and 5 items within from the end, it triggers loading more content. This method helps in implementing infinite scrolling feature where more content is loaded as the user scrolls. So when the user pass and closing off to the end of array, it loads more array, and it generate infinite scrolling for us. So this is it. Let me just see. Yep. This is it. Yep. That's it. So this is our second episode. Hope you like it. Subscribe me, and ring the bell for the notification, and I'll see you in the next one. Until the next one, be safe. Bye bye.